Hello and welcome. I'm Olga Hannanen, and this is Academia Experience. Our guest today is Dr. Fabiola Mancinelli, an assistant professor at the Department of Social Anthropology at the University of Barcelona. Fabiola, you recently have been studying city policies in relation to digital nomads. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
The interest started with digital nomad special visas, and then I wanted to look at what happened at the local level. And I found out that cities like Barcelona, Malaga, Benidorm, and Venice in Italy had some initiatives during COVID to catch digital nomad geographies. So they had created special policies to attract them. So I was curious to see what these policies were about.
You mentioned Venice as among the cities who try to attract digital nomads, which is surprising, taking into account that Venice suffered from over-tourism. So one would think that they try to reduce the number of tourists, not attracting more visitors. So could you explain a little bit what is the motivation behind that?
This is a very interesting point because the initiative in Venice is a spin-off created by the university in collaboration with a private foundation. And their idea was exactly to attract new citizens. So the digital nomad segment was not perceived as a typology of tourists, but rather as a desirable permanent resident who would replace the population that repopulate Venice. Because, Venice, because of excessive tourism, has lost in recent years a big part of its resident population. So in the spin-off, in this initiative, in this special program, the idea was to attract temporary residents who eventually would stay in the city. So repopulate Venice. That was their mission. So not so much in nothing to do really with multiplying tourism, but rather attracting a different segment.
So how effective these policies have been so far, and for how long they were implemented already?
Well, I think cases are different. First of all, I think that the effectiveness is not as important as the marketing strategy itself. So some of these programs, Anywhere is a spin-off, is a startup. So they do want to have actual customers. And is it been effective? Not so much. What they did, they created a partnership with a technological company to relocate their remote workers' teams. So this company, it was not about attracting individual digital nomads like solo travelers or entrepreneurs. It was more like collaborating with already established big companies who had remote work policies already in place and were interested maybe to offer like as a sort of team building initiative, like a team building experience. They were interested to offer to their teams, like spend 6 months in Venice and see how productive this experience can be. So in these terms, they are building up a certain reputation. So Anywhere, like straight answer to your question, has been successful in a way. Barcelona is a different matter because they don't have numbers, they don't have statistics, but they were interested in doing some sort of benchmarking to position the city as an attractive destination for digital nomads. But what is interesting to see who lies behind these policies. In the case of Barcelona, they were clearly attracting quality tourism, and who is behind the initiative? Public-private actors, basically the marketing body, the marketing institution of the city. So it's all about increasing good quality tourism, as they call it. While on the other hand, in Venice, the idea was, as I said, to attract new citizens, to repopulate the place. And so behind it, there is the university and a private foundation. So again, a public-private synergy.
These are indeed interesting and contrasting strategies. Could you tell us a bit more? What do these programs include?
They're quite different. The Barcelona one is called Workation, and it's basically like a platform, a website that includes a Barcelona card, a card to have discounted services for cultural attractions, and then a platform to book accommodation. Because the first objective of this program was to increase hotel occupancy after the COVID-19. So hotels were having a hard time filling up their rooms, and attracting digital nomads was supposed to be like the key, the solution. They were copying a strategy they found in Gran Canarias that worked really well. So they advertise hotel rooms, like a month, 1,850 as an average, a month in a hotel room without services, and also private apartments that are normally at a higher price, like short-term rentals at a higher price than a normal rent. So that is the basic offer. And of course, they also have like some convention with health services, like a sort of insurance. So that is the basic package. The Venice initiative is much more structured. Their main product is a platform. The platform is a way to be in touch, to participate, to submit to the program. And their idea is to create a synergy between the digital nomads as prospective new residents and local associations. So they create cultural events, and they create volunteering, they create collaborations and sort of team building activities. So there is a synergy, and in their aim, an integration. So both programs have a vision of the future. What is the desired city they have in mind? In Barcelona, is more related to tourism, attracting, as I said, a niche quality of tourism. In Venice, it's something more ambitious. It's something, like they want new residents. They want to create, requalify Venice as a big open-air co-working space. This is what they say on their website. And they also want to partner local remote workers with international ones.
So if in Barcelona, these new visitors that attracted by the city use short-term rentals that we know is already give a lot of pressure on housing markets in the city, can you comment a little bit? Does it have any impact?
It certainly increases the demand. So this is a phenomenon that has to be, it's very, very difficult to quantify, but definitely we have to think there is a limited number of houses out for rent, and digital nomads demand make it more profitable to rent to them that to like longer term contracts. So of course they are jeopardizing, digital nomads may put at risk the and the increased prices or pricing out local populations. Especially because there is a legal void, technically speaking. A house that is rented to tourists has a special license, and it can be up to 30 days. And then a house rented to local residents is from 1 year to 5 years. So the legal void is for any house that to be rented from over a month up to 11 months. So in that case, that would be called short-term rental, but there is no law regulating. And that is where digital nomads come in, because landlords find extremely profitable to use this short rental formula, and they can increase the prices. And they will also have less maintenance to make. They don't have to clean, they don't have cleaning fees, they don't have rotations and pressure on their equipments and the house appliances. So it's extremely convenient, and there is a competition, of course, between digital nomads and local residents to get apartments. In Venice, Curiously enough, those who created the initiative hadn't thought about the housing market to start with, because their idea was to create a synergy with local population to attract new residents, and they hadn't thought that accommodation and housing was such a crucial element of the jigsaw. So when they realized, and that became part of the strategy, they decided that they would take, their mission was to take some of the houses that were normally rented to tourists and move them to longer term rentals. And that was a very noble idea. It was a very good purpose, but it didn't, it's unsure how it played out in the long term. Because again, in Venice, it's a student city, it's a student town. The houses are in uneven conditions because of the topography of the city. So it's also a complicated market, the housing market is quite complicated.
Well, thank you, Fabiola, for sharing these very interesting insights about policies in Venice and in different cities in Spain. And thank you for joining our podcast.
Thank you, Olga, for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for listening. Check out academia experience elsewhere.